Sorry, my manager called me. My NBC TV spot is about to begin, and I gotta join the Zoom call. Wait 1 second. Let's see. Maybe this is better. Let me fix my hair real quick. You're fine. I don't think so. Let's see. Okay. Take off glasses? No, I'm not gonna take off glasses. Okay.
Hello, Hasan.
What's going on?
Hey, thanks a lot for being with us tonight, sir. I'm going to have audio check in, and we'll be with you momentarily.
Okay.
Hey Hassan, it's audio. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Thank you. Loud and clear, thank you.
All right, perfect.
Hi, Hasan. This is Liz, the producer in the control room. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. I'm live right now.
Oh, perfect. Hello. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
So we are in a short commercial break, and after that, we will be the first thing out of the commercial break.
Okay, perfect. Have you considered starting the interview off like you're Joe
All right, stand
Biden?
by, Hasan.
What's up? Sorry.
Hey, welcome back. Now to this developing story that may be related to the Trump immigration policy. Popular left-wing Twitch streamer and YouTuber Hasan Piker says he was detained at a U.S. airport for hours this weekend and questioned by U.S. Customs and Border Protection about his political beliefs, specifically on Gaza and President Trump. Now, he posted about it on X, saying, quote, "It wasn't that bad, but very strange experience overall, though." And Piker's post seems to have caught the attention of the Department of Homeland Security, who replied by saying, and I quote, lying for likes. Now, we reached out to the DHS for comment. They told us, and again, quote, "This is nothing but lying for likes." Hasan Piker joins us right now live. Hasan, let's start right there with the DHS's response. Lying for likes, calling it routine. What's your response to their response?
I find it really strange that they consider asking questions that are very specific about my political commentary in general, as it pertains to Israel-Palestine, but also specifically around my loyalty to the current administration and Donald Trump, as to be a part of a routine inspection. I don't know if this is the Department of Homeland Security admitting that this is now going to be a routine part of the process at the point of entry into the country for American citizens. Or I don't know what they're actually trying to say at all, because they did not deny that they actually detained me. They openly stated that they did that and also released me after questioning. And the thing that they actually omitted in that statement was the questions themselves, the questions that they had asked. And I think that's the main point of contention here.
And this all, like, the thing, I hate to say this, but one of the things that caught my attention, like, you have global entry, right? That's supposed to be the expedited line. Walk us through how all this happened, and has something like this ever happened before?
I mean, I've gotten the quadruple S on my boarding pass in the past, but the apprehension or the questioning process never actually escalated to the position that it got to this time around. This was my first time using global entry, as a matter of fact. I was coming back from France. I had gone to France with my family for Mother's Day. I had to come back early because I had a speaking engagement at the University of Chicago. I got my picture taken at global entry. I walked in, and the Customs and Border Patrol agent at the gate told me to step aside and that another agent would be coming over to take me to a separate location. And I knew that this was most likely going to happen because I'd seen news reports about immigration attorneys being apprehended at the border and detained and questioned in a similar fashion. I had seen a TikToker talk about her own personal experience a week prior. She also had global entry. And basically, I knew what was up. I knew what was coming. I suspected this would most likely happen. And given that I have immense privilege being a public personality and also having enough financial security to potentially go through a long and arduous legal process, I wanted to see where this line of questioning would go, this line of inquiry would go, instead of immediately exercising my Fifth Amendment rights. They took me to a detention area. I was surrounded by terrified families sitting on a bunch of pews. I asked around to see if any of them actually had American passports. People around me said they did not. There was an old lady in a wheelchair, and agents coming in and out of this other room with passports in hand, telling the people slowly but surely that they could leave, that they were cleared to leave. And then another agent came out and said my name. They walked me into this back room with these two metal stools. Everything was bolted down. I sat down on the chair that I assume is normally reserved for the lawyer on the corner. And in the process, they started asking me a bunch of questions. It was obvious. It felt like they knew who I was, given the line of questioning was very specific. It started off with like, what are you doing in Chicago? Things of that nature, pretty basic, boring stuff. And the more I revealed information, the more the agent kept repeating, well, since you said that, acted like it was in line in the process of discovery that he was getting new information out of me. Well, he was be like, oh, you're in Chicago for, you're delivering a speech. Well, since you said that, what do you do? Oh, you're a Twitch streamer. Since you said that, what kind of stuff do you do on Twitch? And, I told him I play video games. Sometimes I talk about drama. And basically, we arrived at questions about what my opinions were on Donald Trump. And I thought that was strange, but I was honest. At first I said, what does this have to do with anything? But then I told him I don't like Donald Trump. After that, he asked me about my opinion on Israel and my opinion on what's going on in Gaza, and whether or not I found Hamas to be a resistance group and found the Houthis to be a resistance group. Did I like the Houthis? Did I like Hamas? Did I like Hezbollah? Very specific questions that you would only ask if you already were familiar with my commentary, which is in normal circumstances in a completely academic setting, describing the historic reasons for why resistance exists. So it almost felt like he was trying to get something out of me.
Right. It seemed clear to you that they knew who you were. Real quick, last question here. What do you think would have happened if you weren't a citizen?
Oh, I think if I wasn't a citizen, the process would not have gone down as smoothly as it did. I probably would not be allowed to enter the country, as we've seen reports on French researchers, for example, being stopped at the border and having ICE agents look through their phone to see if they've said something negative about Donald Trump. Even within the context of Donald Trump taking away grants for academic research, any kind of negativity can be met with a border agent claiming that you are ineligible to enter the country. Non-citizens have significantly less rights than citizens do in this process, and it seems like even citizens are losing some of those rights as well.
Well, Hasan Piker, we really appreciate you sharing your experience with us. Thank you so much, and we'll be right back.
Thank you, Hasan.
All right, have a good one.
You too.
Bye. Okay. That was quick. Airtime maxing? Yeah. You have to get one of those teleprompters where you look directly into the lens when you talk? No. Should have shouted us out? Yeah. Thank God Ethan mainstreamed me so you can get into NBC, bro. Yeah. It looked like a hostage video, lol. Twitch streamer Hasan Piker says he will never do gaming on a stream again. That's true. I did say that.